Sounds rolling.
You are now tapped in with Through My Eyes with one eye.
Word Willie. Through my eyes with one eye. The world, it was contact.
Hey, this your boy Ill Will. Make sure y'all tap into the World's Illest Podcast.
What up, everybody, and welcome back to Up Late at Night with 25/8 Networks. This is episode 9. Today in the building, I got my man Joe, the director, in the building.
Sir.
What's going on, Joe? How everything been going for you?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm finally glad I got to be on this podcast, but it's been a good minute, man. I see everybody else working. I'm like, man, it ain't gonna be my turn.
Hey, man, before we get started, man, let's give my man Joe a round of applause, man. Appreciate you being here, man. You already know, man. This open any time for me. Whenever you want to come through, man, we can always make something happen. You always dropping gems.
For sure.
So it's a pleasure having you here on the show.
Oh, man, it's a pleasure to be here, bro. Appreciate it.
Definitely. How everything been going for you, though, man?
Man, it's been pretty good. You know, I'm coming back here in Kentucky. You know, I was in other places, but now I'm here. You know, nice and relaxing. I know people like, why you go to Kentucky? I'm like, it's peaceful, man. Nobody be messing with me. Ain't no, crazy stuff going on. Ain't nobody running through my parking lot. The police chasing them in helicopters and stuff. Right. So I think I'm good.
Laid back. That's what's up right there. Now, we had your brother on the show. Your brother is in a totally different profession. He's more like on the chef side, but that's your twin.
Yeah, no, yeah. The twin, actually, he's going to be working with me on this next project. So it's going to be a twin. You know how, what was them dudes from Cali? They did, you know, the twins.
The brothers.
They did South Central.
They did Juice too, right?
Yeah, I think they did Juice too.
What was their name?
But that's what we doing. Okay. We doing a twin collaboration. You know what I mean?
Got you. That's what's up right there. The Hughes brothers, right?
Yeah.
Hughes brothers.
Yes, sir.
I knew it was gonna come to me right there. So you are a director.
Yep.
You've been into the whole film thing for a long time. Give the listeners and the viewers a little bit of background about you, what you do, and how you got into film.
My phone blowing up. I'll hit them back. Shout out to the Steelers. I'm sorry, you know, we just won. These Ravens fans are sick right now.
Let's go.
But oh yeah, man, growing up in front of the TV like any other kid, man, the TV was not my parent or anything, but TV was everything. Man, I was like, man, I love just seeing motion, everything going. So growing up, I did that. I was in plays in church, you know what I'm saying, church plays, or we did sketches for the youth group weekends. Then I decided that, you know, I want to do this for real. So in school, we used to go shoot videos in school and stuff until one day we shot the wrong video. And
Can you talk about that video that you shot?
Well, yeah, we'll do a little quick. So we you know, I grew up in Hampton, Virginia, 757, Tidewater all day, you know. We were in the bus one day. My brother had the camera, you know, we was playing around with the camera or whatever, and these two girls got into an argument. So they were like talking back and forth. So they, you know, start, hey, I'm gonna beat your ass as soon as I get off the bus. And we like, I like, yo, go get the camera, record that. Man, we got off the bus and I'm over directing. I'm like, go over here, go do this, and record the whole thing. So, you know, we got it recorded. You know, we ran off, hid the camera in the locker so that, you know, the teacher aides wouldn't take it. Come to find out, we came back. I edited that mug the next day, do it on a DVD, and made about 10, 15 copies just to show some people that joint blew. Everybody wanted the DVD. Like, yo, let me get that Smack. They call them Smack the DVD. But you know about Smack DVD.
Smack DVD back in the day.
Yeah, so we call it Smack to. Like Smack DVD instead of Smack. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we start selling them joints, and they're like, yo, I'm tired of the old one. Get some new ones. So we end up making new fights, more stuff, selling those until one dude got his face busted in, and it was bad. So yeah, me and my brother ended up getting in trouble. He ended up getting expelled from school because he was in the middle of the fight with the camera, got caught. And I got by, thank God, by the grace of God. They let me finish high school. But yeah, I ended up learning film that way. And I was like, you know what, I want to take this on another level. So I ended up joining the U.S. Army and became a combat photographer, videographer in the Army.
So the U.S. Army provides jobs for individuals where you can go in as a green suiter and and do video and photography? Yeah,
the thing with it is there's jobs everywhere in the military. There's a job for people who checks the temperature on your lettuce at the commissary. Like, there's jobs for everything. There's band jobs. You could be in the band and get paid for that.
Right.
So yeah, I decided I want to do camera work, and I got the job. Went to school out in Maryland, Fort Meade, and did that. And then, after that, I went straight into a job, and they're like, hey, you going to Afghanistan. So first thing they did was send me off to Afghanistan.
So when you were in Afghanistan, were you more on the reporting side, or did you have to? That's when you picked up your weapon and you had to be on that front line.
Man, they put me on the front line with them dudes, man. And the crazy thing was, when I signed up, I'm like, man, I ain't trying to go to war. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yo, put me somewhere I can go to be the green zone. Man, the green zone's bullshit. Ain't no such thing. I mean, there is, but ain't no such thing for that job. Like, you ain't going to be in no green zone. So, I got that, and I ended up going with the top units in the country, in the world, actually. And I was there with them kicking in doors. Like, I didn't kick no doors in, but I was one in the stack with the camera just running in, getting video. And then what I did was, instead of, giving them video, here you go, this is you doing this. Nah, I turned it into the nigga Spielberg. Bro, I put music on it, put some effects on it, switched it up, everything. And it turned into stuff that they look forward to watching. And they're like, hey, Comcam. They called me Comcam because it was combat camera. They're like, hey, Comcam, get me doing this. Boom. Hey, Comcam, get me doing this. I'm like, yo, these dudes be wilding. But I ended up doing that for a while. And then after I did those couple of different years, I decided to take my talents to the Capitol Hill.
That's dope. Now, before we get to Capitol Hill, one quick question. Did any of your videos make it to Divots?
Oh, all of them did.
Okay.
All of it. Well, that's the thing too, though. Divots, we had to submit to Divots.
Okay.
Because first it was JCCC, and then they changed to Divots. So yeah, all my stuff is on Divots. You can look at my pictures now. They're all on Divots. They're all on there. My one photo got put on. Glock. Glock was supporting their stuff. Used my photo to pretty much sell Glocks.
That's hard.
Nah, it's one of my favorite photos, man. It's legendary, and it's still to this day in one of these offices blown up huge. So, and I found mine in a school book. My Jones in a school book, a textbook. So that's the thing I like. I'm big on history. I love history, and that right there to me, like finally, I made a mark to where I'll always be, not me specifically, but my work is always going to be there.
It's going to live somewhere all the time.
Longer than me.
So for me, the reason why I ask that is because I do videography also for the government as well.
Oh,
so
nice.
you have to submit some of these things to Divots, and then your stuff it lives there and it goes back. So when I go to work, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna tap in.
Type in Specialist Joseph A. Wilson or Sergeant Joseph A. Wilson or Private Joseph A. Wilson. So.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna definitely check that out and see what type of content that I can find, because I might have to use some of your B-roll.
Oh, for sure. I got a lot of B-roll for you. If you want, I still got a lot of videos. Some of it, you ain't supposed to be with, but I got some stuff. Can't show you everything, because I'll tell you that's the only hardest part of the job. It was tough. Like, I'll never forget. I can't forget. It's like when you have a computer, you put stuff on the hard drive, it stays there. Yeah. This is the hard drive. Right. I saw all that. I saw all them. I still can smell it. Yeah. When I smell certain things, it throws you back. So I'm not the type of guy like, yeah, we were in the shit and we did this, brother, and yeah. I'm like, fuck, no. Gotcha. It was that, and I was like, man, I'm trying to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
I was that dude that used to pray on the birds coming back, like, take it, Lord. Take it. Coming back, I was like, we made it.
We made it through.
I was so scared, man.
Serious. That's real, though.
Yo, if anyone said they weren't scared, they full of shit.
Right.
They full of it.
Yeah, that's real. So you said that after you did your thing in the military, you took your talents up to Capitol Hill.
Well, I was still in.
You still up there?
I was still in.
Oh, you were still in, and you was working up there at Capitol Hill.
I went from my camos to a suit. They get suited and booted up there, bruh.
Now, when you went to Capitol Hill, talk about the job that you performed on Capitol Hill and what that experience was like.
Well, I'll put it in this terms of unclassified. Mm-hmm. I was a presidential videographer for the executive branch. I guess I should say. But pretty much my job was to document the executive branch, everything that goes on, their events, and of course the main principle of the POTUS and VPOTUS. So that's what I worked during the Obama administration. That's when I arrived there, did all that stuff. I covered everything, and he went. Every time he stepped out the office, we there. We had to run around. I had to jump in helicopters, jump out of helicopters, jump in vans. They got the convoy, so to speak. They got his, man, that joint was crazy. He was I think it's one of the most memorable stuff I ever did in my life. It was nuts, man.
I bet you it was. You working for the first black president.
It felt good.
So I know that was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy, but it's like, I'll be honest, I'm gonna be fully honest. It was dope, but it's like everyone wanted to be in his ear. So he actually had a lot of people. I'm like, he banged with him? Or he banged with her? Or these are your people?
Yeah.
And there were some assholes. And I'll be honest with you, yeah, a lot of assholes on Capitol Hill. Couldn't stand them. And but the crazy thing was I felt like they put the wrong motherfucker in the office. Was me.
Right.
Because I wasn't those, I'm gonna kiss your ass. I didn't. They're like, hey, suit over. I'm like, shut up. Like Chuck from Morning Joe, he's an asshole. I'll say it right now. Buck Chuck. I'm serious. Chuck Todd was an asshole. Straight up, he was an asshole. He was an asshole. The dude, the president's photographer was an asshole. I forgot his name. Pete. I think his name was Pete. He was Mark ass. I don't care though. I say it to his face again. I did not like him at all. So there's a lot of people there. They just took their positions and thought they were better than everybody. Like for instance, we trying to get off the plane. He walk up. I need to be in first. I'm the official photographer. I'm like, nigga, fuck you. Right. But of course, if I say that, then I'm kicked the fuck out. So, and it sucked. But it was a lot of assholes. Like he was a talented man. Don't get me wrong. He's one of the best I've ever seen. Great dude.
But
he was an asshole. A lot of the great people are assholes. Hell, when I met Michael Jordan, he was an asshole. We met him in Chicago during a campaign with Obama. So, yeah, like I said, there's a lot of places I got to see. I never regret going there. I enjoyed meeting so many people, seeing so many things, and I'm grateful for America for giving the opportunity.
Now, what would you say was one of the most memorable things that you were able to film while working with the president and the vice president?
Say it one time. I'm sorry.
What was the most memorable thing that you were able to film, like an event that you went to? The most memorable thing that you.
That's a good question because it was like so many stuff that went through.
Was going on, so yeah.
I think the most thing I enjoyed was film the UNGA. The United Nations General Assembly out there in New York. It was nuts because it was so huge, and this is like the world. I mean, the world, Craig, the world, bro. They like everybody was there. Uganda, all of them. Like it is just like how you see it on TV almost. But the thing is, the building is huge, so I'm like. I'm over at least a half a mile away from the actual podium. So I'm over in these little desks and you got to put the little headphones on to hear the other countries talk. Right. And it was amazing. I ended up going to New York City. I ran all over New York City. I ended up staying in, you remember Coming to America, Princess Zamunda. I mean, when he came to the hotel, the Waldorf, I ended up staying there. So that was like living. That was part of the best thing too, the amenities.
Got you. I bet you it was. You probably stayed in the top-notch hotels.
Yes, sir.
The per diem was probably top-notch too, because you going into some dope-ass cities where you guys are doing some things at, and then you just with the president. So
I'm telling you, like I know a lot of people didn't like him. I mean, that's fine. I wasn't there to be liked or like anyone else. I was there to get mine. Right. And so I did. I definitely got see a lot of stuff, and that per diem was amazing. So I was appreciative of it.
Nah, definitely. I bet you it was. I wish I was in that position to do the same thing.
You still can. You civilian. So I mean, if you really want to, I can make some calls. You trying to get up there?
Man, let me know. I'm definitely with that, man. Make sure I get that clearance, and I'm in there. Now, off camera before we got started, you talked about how you were also able to meet Jay-Z, Beyonce by working with the president as well, or working with President Obama as well. What was that experience like?
It was like, it was just like any regular experience, but I was more of a, fly on the wall type, There on the plane, then we went to New York again. It was a event they were hosting. It's just they were there. So they're like, we walk past and like, oh, that's Jay-Z, oh, that's Beyonce. Like, I just did a little nod, like, how you doing? Like, I'm a fan, and just walked up. But the thing is, they were so excited being there because, like, man, we on Air Force One. You know what I mean? Right. They was hyped.
We with Obama.
You know what I'm saying? So they were friendly. Like, hey, how you? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Like, they like, you must be someone important if you're here with us. Right. So yeah, that's the one thing I thought it was pretty interesting. I met Alicia Keys also in New York. That was cool. She's beautiful, of course. Yeah. Lovely.
Shout out to Swizzy, man. I already know.
Damn, Swizzy. But yeah, that was that. I met even like famous, congressmen, senators, football players. Like I said, Eli Manning, all of them was out there. I got to hold the Super Bowl trophy, the Stanley Cup. all those different things, the NASCAR races.
You done did it all.
Man, it was fun, but like I said, it all comes with a price. I was never home. I lived out of a bag. Was tired. I ate like crap. Didn't get to work out as much. I mean, people still did, but it's different for there. A lot of their jobs consist of them of being places, and after you're done, you're done. We went somewhere. We were somewhere else, and all right, everything's done. All right, cool. Stay here and break everything down. Everyone thinks it was easy doing that. Every time he has an event, and all that you see is, oh wow, he has the podium, he has the lights. Oh, that's wonderful. It must be easy. No, it takes 3 days to get this whole thing done.
So you're putting in work prior.
Yeah, we have to go in early.
Everything, and then even afterwards, you're putting in more work because you got to break it all down.
Everybody all hyped. Oh yeah, that was fun, and they're all done. And then we can't break down until you leave. So they finally leave, and it takes about 3-4 hours to break down.
Same way, man. Same thing for me. When I went out and traveled and I worked on reality TV shows, it would be the same way. All the glitz and glamour that's on camera.
Yep.
But nobody sees what we have to do behind the scenes with breaking everything down and so on. And so
Roadies.
forth. You know what I mean? So that's definitely crazy.
Yep.
Now, after Obama, he done both of his presidential terms. Were you there the whole time, or were you there for one and then you moved on to something different?
Well, I'll be 100% with you. I think it's years. I can say whatever I want now. But I left. I had an issue with my unit. I was the only one of the few people who actually went overseas and fought in the war and went there. A lot of people that was there did not.
Okay.
So a lot of stuff I was kind of going through, like, man, I'm like, y'all don't understand. Like, one of my helos crashed when I was in Afghanistan, and I hated helos. And I hated the specific one they're called Ospreys. They're the little ones that their arms fold up like a helicopter, but they go down like a plane.
Okay.
So that's what they used at the White House, and I hated it. So I was like going through a lot. And of course I dealt with some people, and you know me. I mean, you know me now, but I go off on certain things, and I had to go off on certain people, and they didn't like that I was being 100 with them. I say, either you fix your shit or I'm out of here. And they're like, you gotta go. So I left. I got out the Army, and I decided I want to use my education, and that's why I ended up going to community college for about a year. And then I flew out to LA with the film school. Now
you went, so that's the next thing that I wanted to get into. You going to LA and getting into film school. What was the motivation? I'm pretty sure that what happened while you was working on Capitol Hill was probably motivation for you to say, I'm about to go out here and do more work and put in more work. How was that transition from coming from the Army, working on Capitol Hill, to going out to LA and getting into film school?
Honestly, it was tough at first. I mean, getting there was easy, but it was tough dealing with people.
Right.
Because I was a 25, 26-year-old in class with 17, 18, 19-year-olds. So I think when we do something like that, I'm like, hey, I'm trying to understand how it is to be a civilian again. So I'm over just talking like regular, and people get offended very easily. Yeah. In the military, you not talking in any type of way. You're like, hey, get that C-standing over here. Like, hey, what you doing? You fucking up. Fix that shit. I'm more cussing them out, but not realizing like I'm hurting their feelings. Right. And I'm like, oh, my bad. So I slowly had to remember how to maneuver around certain people. I'm like, hey, man, good job, boy. Hey, what's your name? Man, thank you for doing what you're doing, bro. And it helped me learn to how to work with other people in the film industry. So I think that was a good transition to help me understand people again and know how to talk to people, know how to run a set. So that's why I'm big on being a first AD. That's one of my first things I learned to love is how to run a set. Gotcha. And, I love being directing, but that's how I kind of make my money there.
Learning how to run that set. Yep. And then running a set real good.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, that's dope. So my next question would be when you get out there, you're working in film school and you're doing your thing. You already had this hands-on experience. So did you feel like, hey, I kind of wasted my money, putting my money in here, I could just go out here and do my thing on my own? What was your thoughts on that?
Well, at first, sometimes I did think, I was like, you know what, I don't think I need to do film school, but at the same time, it's good to do film school so I can get, money. They give you money anyway. So I'm like, hey, why not? You might as well get free money. But also, I think it was the best thing to work for me because it taught me structure. In the military, it teaches you structure as a person. Be on time, get your stuff right, look right, act right, do right. So that's the type of stuff that I was taught in the military. But in film school, it taught me how to organize. Like, all right, you want to do this? I'll show you how to break that down piece for piece. I'll show you break this down piece for piece. And I'll show you how to get these people, put them in this position, get your film done, edit it, and get it out there so people can see. Like, when I was in the Army, I didn't know half the stuff. I was like, man, this is how you do it. I got to film school. Like, no, you don't. You don't do that at all. We learned two different type of things. I was more of a documentarian or in the documentaries versus narrative.
Gotcha.
I went from documentation to narrative. So I needed to know about story. And that's what I always tell my homeboy Flo about stories. I'm like, man, no matter whatever you're doing, even a music video or even a news joint, give me a story. Everything you're doing, give me a story. So when you get a story, people are more interested into it. Because even if you do have like a terrible camera or something even worse, just imagine you have a great story. Yeah, they wouldn't even care what it like.
Tap into the story.
Yeah.
I kind of got that with Money and Violence, that show Money and Violence. They did not have the best camera work. They didn't have all of that, but they had the story.
Yep.
And they had the story was good. The way it was narrated, that was perfect. Any major projects or films that you worked on while you were out there in LA in film school, or did you kind of just do school and then, you know, now it's time to maneuver on into something different and I'm gonna do my own independent?
Well, I did like, I wish I could do the big ones, but I definitely did not get any big projects. I did help with a commercial, the sleep mask commercial. I don't know if y'all seen, it's like a little sleep mask joint. I helped on that project. I worked with Bill Duke. You know Bill Dukes. Uh-huh. Yeah, I worked with him, a project with him for a second. Then that's pretty much it. I did a lot of local stuff or small stuff with my friends. You know, they doing stuff. I work with them. You know, that's the main thing. I did I helped with a training. It was like a training module with Megan Good. Okay. So that was pretty cool. I got to meet her. She's beautiful. Again, also. Yes.
Yeah, you ain't lying about that.
Yes, sir, man. I was like, it's like some of my best part of the jobs was meeting the beautiful women in the industry. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Some of them were actually really cool. Some of them were like stuck up. I was like, oh, but nah, but she was cool. I definitely enjoyed being around her. But yeah, I did all that so I can get myself to one day, like, you know what? I want to do my own story. And that's why a big reason why we're here today is we're doing a story out here in Radcliffe.
Right. So you're doing a story out here in Radcliffe right now. And the name of that is going to be titled Grace. Yeah. Tell the listeners and the viewers about Grace. What's the inspiration behind the film and what people can expect from that?
Grace is pretty much, it's a short film. I mean, the main message is I want to bring focus on survivors of tragedy. Mm-hmm. There's still people here that's mourning different tragedies that happen in their life. And once that tragedy happens, there's a big hubbub about it. And then once it's all over, everyone leaves. And they're still there, you know, struggling with this tragedy. So, for instance, out here, the big story is the 1988 bus crash, New Carrollton bus crash, Carrollton County bus crash, I believe it's called. Mm-hmm. But I knew about that since I moved here when I was a kid. I went to Dove Christian Academy, which was the First Assembly of God, I believe. But that was the church where they left from. So that's all they talked about, and it's like a historic place for locals, and that's all they talked about for a while. And we always thought about it, man, that'd be crazy to do a story or something about it. And then that came behind me and my brother's mind. My brother Otis, he came up with an idea like, hey man, let's do something about this. And then there's another story we connected with about a girl out, and I believe she's in Missouri, that was dealing with, I guess, problems to fit again. Pretty much she wanted to fit in, so she was willing to do whatever. So we kind of mixed the two together. Okay. And we came up with a story of a girl who pretty much wanted to fit in the city that she's in, and she's willing to do whatever. And she comes to find out she ends up hanging out with the wrong crowd that leads her down to a path that actually changes the whole entire course of her life. But still, I believe that if we actually had a program or something where we still help those of tragedy, that may not never happen. And there's still people right now that are dealing with this and that need our help, that need that to show that, hey, I'm still hurting. I know y'all, that the whole big thing happened. The news people left, you know, the donations stopped coming, the free food stopped coming, the time off work stopped happening, you know, everything went back to normal. I understand that, you know, the world must move on, but they're still here, you know, suffering from this tragedy, and we wanted to put the limelight on that.
Now, there's a gentleman here also who he owns the bus. Yep. So the bus is up there at Colton's. Have you all had an opportunity to tap in with him? I had him do a piece one time, and I spoke with him, and he talked about the whole Carrollton County bus crashes.
Quentin Higgins.
Yeah. Exactly.
Quentin Higgins. I actually, maybe you've seen this before, but I'll be hitting up Quentin Higgins this week. And hopefully he can help me with that as well, because I want to bring the message out even more. But yeah, I had not met him yet, but I will meet him this week. And we are campaigning now. We're still campaigning. This is our last week, and we're still looking for donations for this. But, if we don't get the goal, it's fine. Like, I'm willing to pay out of my own pocket to get this story out to everybody. So
now, are you all looking for individuals to be extras, actors? What are you guys looking for? How can the community support this initiative?
I mean, they can support one, by, if they want to donate, that'd be great. But two, we're going to be looking for extras. We're going to need people, and we definitely would take anybody who wants to. We did a casting call about 3-4 months ago. We had an okay turnout, but, we're going to do another casting call. So, okay. But we already landed one. Anna B, you talked to Anna B?
Yeah. I know Anna B. Yep.
She will be also in the film with us. So, I mean, it was great working with her. She listens well. I see that she really wants to grow in her job of acting and all that. I know she's a musician, but she wants to act as well. So I'm looking forward to working with her and see how she do. But
man, definitely, you guys right here, if y'all are listening, make sure that y'all tap in with Joe. Go to his page, help support the film. It's going to be called Grace. It's going to be dope. You guys, from the casting call, you all put a a promo video.
We put a little
trailer together. So y'all go check that trailer out. Make sure that y'all tap in and see what they got going on. And if you have the skills to get out there, act, hey, tap in with Joe. He may have a piece for you. Matter of fact, I need to come up to the next one. What you call it? I'm gonna get my Denzel on.
Hey, we do cameos.
I'm gonna have to think of my name. I'm gonna tell y'all later. I'm gonna think of my name.
Real quick though, just a shout out Squirrels World Podcast. I do have my own podcast. It's not as good as his. We do crazy shit.
It's as dope as this.
We do crazy shit, bro. Our this is more structured, but our joint's crazy. So I just want to shout that out real quick. Squirrel World Podcast. Check us out, man. We love doing crazy stuff. And I appreciate you, Will. Let me come on here, bro.
How can I get on? Can I get on Squirrel's World?
Yeah, you definitely get on Squirrel's World.
Definitely. Before we get up out of here, let everybody know where they can find you at on social media, where they can check out that short film, and how they can support.
Well, my IG is AYE_run, RUNAA run on IG. And you can also, when you go on there, you'll see the Indiegogo page for Grace. And yeah, when you go on there, check it out. We out there, we ready. Hey, we trying to represent the Cliff in this one, so get it while we can.
You got Flo on the cinematography?
Oh, Flo the one that shot the video.
Let's go. Shout out to my man Flo. Y'all know what it is. This is Up Late at Night with 25/8 Networks. This is episode 9 featuring my man, the director Joe Wilson in the building. This is Grace. Go tap in, get that Grace. Y'all know what it is. It's One Eye Willie, Up Late at Night, 25/8.
Y'all tap in Friday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the content. It's One Eye Willie.